Man, YouTube algorithms. So, hello to everyone in Brazil. Apparently, I'm very popular there, and everyone who's over the age of 65. Apparently, I'm very popular for them too. Like, how did I become popular with. I know I'm in the classic movies, but what the fuck? So, what are we going to be talking about today, my greenskins from Brazil? The good, the bad, the ugly. I love this fucking movie. This is like number one on the movie list. I know I switched off for a little bit because I wanted to kind of do different stuff, and I've been doing some other stuff online. And I'm enjoyed this movie fully. It's 2 in the morning, and this fucking movie got me going again. So, what can I say about the good, the bad, the ugly? Well, let's break her down. Let's first start with the actors. We have quite a huge list again. We have two people, not both of them are not reprising their same roles, but everyone says they're reprising their same roles. The more research I do, the more I realize they're not. The only character I can see that is reprising their role is Clint Eastwood. And we have Lee Van Cleef, who's playing Angel Eyes. This is not Douglas Mortimer. And I had to do some research to figure this out. This isn't Douglas Mortimer, but a lot of people think it is. It's kind of interesting. And we get introduced to Eli Wallach, Tuco. The fucking reason this movie is amazing. There's quite a few people in this, but he steals the fucking show. He really is an amazing actor in this. It's just phenomenal. And the acting is so goddamn good. And we'll have to break it down with their acting and the story and stuff, but Tuco, Clint Eastwood's good as always. Lee Van Cleef is great as a bad guy. But Eli, Tuco is so fucking good. The quotes. So many amazing quotes. His quotes are so fun in this. And he's such a good character. And we'll go break into the acting a little bit more as we move on. But god damn, this guy's good. Next will be the music. The music in this is phenomenal. I have a problem with this one where it's not as good, but there is some music in this that is so fucking good. Wow, this is just top tier. Almost best music. I would say my problem is that for a few dollars more is really good. It has overall good music. This one has a little bit better. And it is quite phenomenal. And the thing is about this one, it's not as atmospheric as a few dollars more. Except for a couple key scenes, this just doesn't go near that. It really doesn't. And that's the sad fact. I wish this one went a little farther, but it doesn't. Except for two main scenes, does it do some amazing things. And those two main scenes are as follows. The people singing during the torture scene, which is really good. We'll break that down into the story when we get to the next bit. And the next is one of the most famous scenes in this movie and one of the most brilliantly shot scenes out there. And we will be getting into the action and aka the scene work coming up within the story. But this thing, holy crap. Like, I had a hard time figuring out how I was going to do this one because I want to show scenes in this and I don't know how much I can show without getting in trouble. I hate how that's happening more and more, but I think the scene work in this is so well done. It's pitch perfect, if not might be perfect. This has amazing scene work. Now we're going to move on to the story. So this movie is equally the most simple story and the most complicated story. The reason behind that is the fact of where it's set. This is set right smack dab in the height of the Civil War. Although I've had an argument with my friend that it actually is at the end of the Civil War, but I'd say no, the fighting is still going very strong. And you have these three characters: the ugly, Tuco; the good, Clint Eastwood's character; and the bad, Angel Eyes. All three of these individuals are seeking out a gold. Just looking for this secret stash of gold coins that some guys, stole from the American Army back in the Union. It's either the Union or the Confederates. I can't remember who they stole it off of, but they stole it off somebody. This spurs them traveling all throughout the Civil War in a lot of interesting ways. They go all over the place. And that's the funny thing about this story. The acting is so good, but it's actually kind of all over the place if you think about it. Like, they end up a little bit everywhere. And the thing about this is the acting is so freaking amazing. So well done. It's just equally awesome. And equally just, they did such a great job. It's just amazing and awesome. It's amazing and awesome. That's the best way to put it. I know it's kind of like a double good, but I don't care. That's how good this is. And some of the scene works, from the attack on the bridge to the shootout during when a place is getting shelled, which I didn't know. I'm not too sure if Civil War had cannons that were that badass, that were blowing up cities like that, but I can't remember when the mortar was created. My brain doesn't want to function right now. But no, they had so many cool scenes. And it all stems from each other. Like, the scene where Tuco takes out people in the beginning actually comes up at the end of the movie, around the end of the movie. The scene where Clint Eastwood, saves Tuco. It all rolls around each other. They did a phenomenal job with this movie, and this movie is like really well done. And the quotes, holy shit. I hear some of these quotes all the time, like, if you're gonna shoot, shoot. If you're gonna talk. Or every gun makes a tune. Like, this movie just had some amazing quotes. And the story is so well done. You can follow these characters quite well. And they did such an amazing job. And like I said, the funny thing is, even the guys like the commanding officer that they run into at the bridge scene, his acting is so well done. Tuco's brother, who's actually another guy in the Few Dollars More, he's well done in this. And he plays a priest. That's a great scene. The scene when Tuco's talking to Clint Eastwood after seeing his brother, that's a great scene. Especially because at the end of it, they have this emotional moment, and Tuco just, starts thinking about that money, eh? And that maniacal grin kicks off. It's just, so fucking good. Even another great scene is that scene where they're riding the horses, and they think they're running into Confederate soldiers. Turns out, nope. This movie has some epic scenes. And the story is very simple. 3 guys going for this gold. But because they set it in the Civil War, it adds so much flavor. And there are some amazing scenes in this. Like, some crazy shit. Like, there's a guy tied to a train that just says Confederate spy. Wow. You know, like, they don't sugarcoat the nastiness that was going on during this time of America's history. And I think it's really well done. Yeah, so that's the story. So, what am I going to rate this movie? Well, I honestly think it is perfect. It's a 10. Absolutely a 10. I want to give it a 9.9, but a part of me just has to give it a 10 because this was an amazing movie. It's one of those, you should see this movie at least once before you die. And it is one of those amazing, amazing movies. And other than the fact that it's a 3 hour freaking movie, and I watched this 3 hour movie. I watched a 3 hour movie. And that's in its own right should be an amazing thing with no problems. Like, if you add the deleted, I think there's a deleted scene or a scene that usually isn't shown. I think you gotta find like the special edition or director's. I don't know what the hell it is. There's actually a scene I remember where Tuco goes and gets his buddies they show up in like one scene. That whole point is so well done, and a little bit of everything is done in this movie, and it does show a really dark side of American history, and it's done so well. And like I said, some of the music stings in this are so good. The only reason I gotta say I'm nostalgic to this movie, but the only reason I have a hard time giving it a 10 is because of the fact that the music isn't as good as it is for a few dollars more. Absolutely love this movie, worth watching. As for the canon stuff I want to bring in at the end of these, I'm still of the feeling that after this is before after a lot of people say this is before for a few dollars more, which doesn't make sense. He has way too much money after sorry, this is before a fistful of dollars. I don't believe that. I believe this is either before or after for a few dollars more. It's doesn't make sense for him to have all that money and then hide it away. Like, actually, it still doesn't make sense why these other guys hid the money away. Like, who knows where this guy got this money? So, him fleeing to Mexico and doing the stuff in a fistful of dollars doesn't make sense to me. Otherwise, great movie. Absolutely top tier. Enjoyed. And from what I've heard, this movie's kind of not a part of the Fistful of Dollars trilogy. It's kind of like its own separate thing. But I don't know if I agree to that one. Apparently, they were three different. It was like two movies were technically sequels, and then one movie wasn't. The third one, Good the Bad, was not. I don't know how truthful that is. A lot of people say that was just to kind of hide the trilogy so that Americans would watch it. Don't know about that one either. But I absolutely enjoyed it. I absolutely enjoyed the acting. Again, one of the greatest reasons is the actor who played Tuco is so fucking good in this movie. So I'd like to thank you guys for listening to me review The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Like, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. That's what it was. See, I am finally tired. I stopped watching the movie and now I want to sleep. And I will see you guys next time on Orc War Chief Reviews. See you guys later. See, miracles do happen. Clint Eastwood, the saint of blowing shit up. You'll understand if you watch the movie.